welcome fellow nerds to today's Kitbash. Now I put up a poll on my channel to choose between using Luke's alternate body for a alternate Luke, like from the Mandalorian, or for Star Killer from the Force Unleashed games. And thank you to the 16 of you that voted, and 11 of you voted for an alternate Luke, so we'll be going for Luke from the Mandalorian, where he shows up to whisk Grogu away. And so I've obviously got the legs and torso, alternate legs and torso glued together already. We're gonna go for a cape, and we didn't use Vader's cape when we did our repos, so we might use that. It looked kind of silly on Vader, I felt, especially with he seemed to be kind of pointed down, so it was like going up and kind of parachuting weird. But I think the way Luke's standing, he's a little more upright, and so I think the cape could end up being, just a little more back, and it might not look so ridiculous, or it will, but whatever. This is a Kitbash, but I'll be trimming this pin off and try and position that in a way that doesn't look overly silly. And then we've got many parts that are going to be coming together here. This is Count Dooku's alternate arm reaching out, which I had magnetized, but of course I'm sticking with the lightning, so we'll kind of use that. And I'm going to be trying to sculpt a hood using some green stuff, so it doesn't really matter what head we use, but we'll see if Rex's head does the trick here. And for the left arm, this I had to search a little bit. I'd actually tested with Cassian from Legion because he had alternate arm options. I tested him out first to see if the magnetizing would work. That was before even buying the core set for Shatterpoint, and it did work well. But he has a left arm that's free, and so we might use a little green stuff to buff out the arm, make it a little bit bigger because it is a little bit shorter, even though the hand is probably similar-ish scale. I mean, we got big Dooku's hand, but I'll be green stuffing a lightsaber in there, and so we'll try to give him a little more length to the arm, probably here. And then Riva is going to be donating one of her blades to the cause, so we're going to take the backhand one off, and hopefully after all is said and done, we'll have a alternate Luke that is reminiscent of the appearance in Mandalorian. Alright, so we've got some green stuff to work with. We'll kind of shove it in there, in the hole where his arm should go. We don't want to add really extra to this arm, because this is the arm that's a little bit longer, being from Dooku. So we'll kind of skim that off flat and just try to stick this on there. These are kind of flat edges is the problem. Wonder if it's going to be green stuff plus super glue here in the end. Yeah, because that's too flat of a surface, I think. It's also got an exposed magnet, so that's not going to be helping with the friction there. That's definitely helping. There we go. So there we've got his arm reaching out. And then, yeah, let's do the other. Let's try for the other arm here. We'll take a little more so that we can buff out that shoulder a little bit. Fill the hole. And then, oh yeah, probably not that much. Try to do, well, now it's pretty much completely flat, so we'll add a little more. Let's see here. Yeah, kind of like that. He's going to be holding his lightsaber kind of out to the side, but a little bit in front. As if he's kind of blocking, parrying with the other hand. I think the cloak is going to help with this as well. Can I mask this a little bit? But we'll shove that in a little more. Go like that. So yeah, I think that's the arms done. I want to clip off, let's close that up. Clip off the pin from the cloak here. So that's flat. Let's see here. If I could trim that down a little more. Digging in a little bit here. I want to get a decent angle that doesn't look too silly. So that's why this is not on Vader. And we're not super worried about the top. I could probably trim that down too because I'm going to be sculpting a hood over as well. So we want to be able to put the head in there, and we'll green stuff it in as well. Vader's got, of course, kind of extra stuff going on around the collar. Okay, so it's kind of flat on both sides here. Let's see. might, because we're kind of, with his, you could kind of imagine that he's like running, maybe moving forward as he does this as well. Maybe I green stuff this up a little bit, like that. Oops. Magnets are trying to stick together. Let's take some more. I'm probably taking way too much here, but you can always trim it back. This might be another super glue situation. Let's see. We're going to smoosh it in there as much as we can because we don't want it flying off them too far. A little bit that way. Trim this away carefully. And then, yeah, I'm gonna have to trim down the neck here. But let's see. I think I might also be super gluing that. Yeah, because it doesn't seem very stable here. I have to smooth that out a little more, but I should probably let that dry for a minute before I play around too much more with it. All right, so we let that dry a little bit. I kind of add a little more green stuff to smooth out that area there, and I trimmed down the neck of Rex so that it's not this extra stuff and then plus neck. We'll probably, yeah, let's maybe super glue this as well. I know it's probably not looking the best at the moment, but once we prime, that'll help smooth things over a little bit as well. There. Captain Rex the Jedi. And we're flattening this out to hopefully be able to sculpt a hood. I haven't actually really sculpted something. I mean, I guess I sculpted that bear for the cable alternate scheme there, that commando. I'll link that at the end or in this description. But this is still a bit on the sticky side. Some parts are a little harder and clumpy than the others as well. But here's a flat piece here. You can kind of... That's really sticking to my fingers is the problem. Let's see. We're gonna need more. This part's getting clumpy. How to stick it down without sticking it to your fingers. And getting my fingers out of the way of the camera. Kind of getting a little Dr. Doomy here. I'll have to add some more. Hopefully we can blend it together decently well. I'm learning live with you. Alright, so I'll stick some more across here. Trying to stretch it out thin. Not make it too lumpy. I think this might be the way to do it, kind of pulling across. Seems to be smoothing it out a bit. Stay in the frame, Dylan. Flatten this out a little bit more. I don't want it totally covering his face, but stick it a little bit up. think that is actually looking not too bad here. Just try to smooth it out a little more. Hopefully it doesn't get too lumpy or too obvious once I prime. Try to pull that up a little bit. Let's just try to raise up a little further back. Without completely messing this up. Didn't quite get it as thin as I would like, but I think that's getting to the best I can do really here. And then we're kind of on to the lightsaber side of things. So Reva, your time has come. This is going to hurt a lot of people who have accidentally broken their lightsabers. There we go. See, she looks not too bad like that. Hopefully, because that's what we're going with. And we'll take this. And again, we gotta kind of try to mold something with this green stuff, but just be kind of, won't be getting too detailed obviously, but we'll shove our blade in there. Try to make it kind of as skinny as I can. And then probably chop a bit at the end. And we'll try to stick it in his hand without sticking it to my hand. Ooh. And without pushing his arm off. Can I get it in between his thumb? Oh boy. Let's try to get you like that. I think that's how we want it. It's a matter of kind of the everything setting properly, and then yeah, we'll throw our prime on there. Hopefully that helps everything kind of blend together. I'm not sure if I'll zenithal prime, like do the white over top, or just stick with the black and then use dry brushing and kind of avoid certain areas that might not be kind of well suited for dry brushing, like his hood there, because the dry brushing is going to bring out any of the imperfections there. So we'll go with that. I'll maybe take a picture after priming, and we'll see how it looks from there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this kit bash. Hopefully it turns out decently, and I can put Luke on the table as an alternate version, and I will see you next time.